Hello, healers and health seekers. It's me, Ichota, coming to you in my son's room with Pendleton and muffins in the background. So if you hear any stray noises, you know what it is. Pendleton and Muffins are the cat and the pug, in case you don't know what that is. Hey, it's time for another What's Up Wednesday, and that is the day, Wednesday, when I come here, I make a video, I talk to you about my healing journey, what has been going on with me, and all that good stuff, I guess. So, my healing journey has been very interesting the past few days. I had some really hard stuff happen, like really hard stuff, and I am a day late in filming the video. Hopefully I'll get it posted today. We'll see what happens. I was just having a hard time figuring out, what am I going to say about this? How do I talk about this? What do I do about this? So let's find out, because I don't know either. I haven't planned this. I don't know what I'm going to say. So here's the thing that I have found on this healing journey. And not just on my healing journey, but also on my journey into chronic illness and getting sicker and sicker. People don't always stick around. And that's just true. Your path isn't their path. And for whatever reasons, sometimes they leave your life. And sometimes that is hard and very painful to lose people while you're recovering or while you're sick. Because honestly, that's when you need people the most, or when you feel like you need people the most. And what I have found in this journey is that we are what we need. We're not going to find it in other people. Other people are not going to be able to provide us with that love and security and friendship and support that we might think we need from them. And there came a time when I started to be okay with that. And it's not that I'm okay that people walk out of my life. It hurts. It really hurts. I have feelings of rejection. I have feelings of sadness and heartbreak. I have feelings of missing them, and I have great love for them. And at the same time, I have to find that self-compassion. And as an example, 2 days ago, somebody that I did not expect to leave my life left my life. And I was having a really hard time finding my own self-compassion. It felt like my self-esteem was getting lower and taking a hit, and my brain kind of swirled into like, what's wrong with me? Why do people walk out? Okay, because this happened twice in 1 week. One was a longtime friend who I cherish dearly and love with all of my heart, and it broke me into pieces, quite frankly, to lose her as a friend. And the second person, not a longtime friend, but somebody newer that I really thought that we were forming a bond, and I really thought that we were true friends. Like, I thought we had this friendship, and it turned out that what I thought about our friendship was mistaken. Both of these people chose to end it in a text rather than talk to me in person, like just have a conversation and tell me their feelings about things. That is particularly upsetting to me because that's just not how I operate, and it's happened to me before, and it hurts, and I just wouldn't do that to somebody, and it hurts. Because the thing to me too is, from my perspective, these situations both could have been, I feel like you can have difficulties with someone and you can have hard times with somebody, and then you can have a conversation with them and talk about it. And oftentimes, if you're willing to confront the issue, and if you're willing to face that sort of uncomfortable feeling of having a conversation with them, I have found in my experience, in my lifetime, if I'm willing to have the feeling of discomfort of having a hard conversation with somebody, that often what's on the other side of it is understanding, and it brings you closer to that person. It's every time I've done that, not every time, because sometimes people don't want that. But when I've done that and both parties have been willing to have the uncomfortable conversation because the friendship meant more or the relationship meant more than the discomfort, it's worked out well for me. And it's always, every time I've seen that happen, it's worked out really well. And I've seen and had some really uncomfortable conversations with people and had our friendships grow because of it. Not everybody feels that way. A lot of people would rather walk away than deal with the discomfort I have discovered, especially in the past several years with chronic illness and even healing. And I'll be quite honest, I've been on this journey long enough now that I sort of felt like it was behind me. Like I thought, okay, the friends I have now are super solid and this is amazing. I'm building my life back up and building my relationships with people, and the friendships I'm creating now are because we're on the same path, and or at least parts of the same path. It's gonna work out. And guess what? The universe said, well, not maybe the way you think, so something else. And I don't know the plan. You know what I mean? When you feel a loss, you don't see what could possibly be on the other side of it that could be good or that could come from it. You just feel the loss, right? Like you don't think, well, this was good because it made way for this awesome thing that happened after. You just think, this hurts, this sucks, I don't like this feeling, this is painful, and my heart hurts, you know? I feel rejected, I feel less than, I feel diminished, I feel heartbroken. I invested my time and energy and love into people, and they didn't want to be a part of my life. And when it happens a certain number of times, you really start to think, it's gotta be me. It's gotta be something about me because it keeps happening to me. I'm the common denominator. I was feeling heartbroken and I was feeling sad. And I was looking through my Instagram, and not one, not two, not three, but like 4 or 5 people, different people, unrelated to each other, but within, you know, my community and in my Instagram feed, that's how they're related. Like, all were posting about the losses we go through in chronic illness and how it's important for us to continue to have compassion for ourselves and for those other people, no matter what they've done. Even if we feel hurt or betrayed or trust has been broken or whatever, it's so important to have compassion. And honestly, I saw those posts and I knew, because then at that point, like, I'm like, okay, I've seen like 4 or 5 of these at this point. I'm like, the universe is talking to me. I hear you. I get it. Like, I hear it. I want to do that. And I'm not feeling compassion right now. I'm feeling triggered and angry and hurt and betrayed and sad. So what I did was I posted on some of those people's posts, like I think 3 of them I posted on and said, okay, so this is what's going on. So if you have an experience like this, like, so how do you get that compassion back? Because like, I don't feel compassion. I feel, not even for myself, like my self-esteem feels really low because I'm not feeling compassion for myself. I'm feeling like I did this wrong and it's my fault and there's something wrong with me and I'm not feeling good. And anyway, I posted in a couple places, and I kind of posted a couple different things just based on like the way they had worded things and my thoughts at the time. And I didn't expect any response, honestly. Well, maybe in a couple of instances from the original poster, but like I didn't expect what happened. And what happened was not one person, but several people on each post jumped in and offered me compassion and love and hope and comfort. Like, I'm a little choked up when I think about it because the kindness of strangers, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't just strangers. Some of them were people that I'm familiar with and know, and then some of them were strangers, and they were just there. Like, I see somebody hurting, I am familiar with that kind of pain, and I can offer support, and they did. And I hope you have listened to Medical Medium's show on compassion, his SoundCloud radio show or Hay House radio show on compassion, because in that show he talks about how when you cannot have compassion for yourself and you cannot find that compassion, somebody can give you a spark, just a little spark of compassion, a word or a smile or something, I don't know, but like they can offer you a spark of compassion. It can ignite your own compassion. That happened in action. Like, I felt that with the responses I was getting from that post. It started to lighten the heaviness I felt around me. It started to lighten my mood. And I started to feel like I could breathe again, like I didn't feel like stuck under this weight. And then a friend who's a newer friend, but we've been aware of each other for a while, but she's a newer friend that we've like connected in person, reached out to me, texted me, then we had a phone conversation for hours, and it just lightened me up so much. She gave me so much help and coaching and reassurance and commiseration, and it was such a gift. Like all of it, everybody's responses, her response, and I just felt so grateful and so honored and so just like, wow, because I thought, how am I going to come out of this? And this is just because 2 people in 1 week, 2 people that I cared about so deeply, that I still care about so deeply. And I just thought, what am I going to do? You know, like, how am I going to take this hit? Like, how am I going to get up out of this? Because I'm aware that when I'm down in my dumps, that my adrenals are running, and that's flooding my liver with like sad adrenaline or whatever. And I felt it, and it didn't even feel like sadness. It felt like depression. Like I couldn't even shed a tear. I was just so heavy. So I couldn't like release anything, because you know, tears help you release your emotions, and I couldn't release, and it was just, it was awful. But to have those people, some strangers, some friends, some newer friends, reach out to me and be like, let us lift you up, let us help, let us carry you through this. And I was just like, oh my gosh. So, you see, a little choked up again, so beautiful. And it worked. And then today Matt Kahn did a Hay House radio show called When Compassion Meets Truth, I think it was called. And it was about the same topic. It was about the same thing, about standing in your truth and continuing to have compassion for yourself and for others, and how basically sort of like how we can do that. And the first caller was like me. Like she called, because he takes callers in his radio shows, and she called, and I was sobbing because she was telling my story, and it was like it was such a healing thing to listen to that and have that be lifted up off of me, and have the support of these people, and just feel like, oh my gosh. And the funny thing is I was thinking of making a post on Instagram to ask people for love and support, and they just gave it to me because I posted in a couple of comments. And I know I have tools, right? I have emotion code, and I have meditations and grounding and asking the angels. And I was talking to the angels so much. And I think that's probably, I really think that's what helped. I think the angels were like, here, the space has been created, and now there's something coming. And it's just been such a tremendous... I was thinking about making a video yesterday and just talking about like how hard, like the pain of what I was feeling, because yesterday I was still in that, and then I just didn't get to the point in the day where I could make a video. And today I'm so glad I didn't. It's just like things just worked out. They just lined up in a way like, no, you're not gonna be able to make a video today because today's not the time, because something's about to shift and something big's about to happen, and that's gonna help you with what you really want to say. And it did, and all of the synchronicity, like things just lined up, like these posts talking to me. It was like, how are, all these people posting about literally the same topic that totally fits and covers what I'm dealing with. And then it just shifted, and I'm just so grateful. I'm so grateful. And honestly, that has been what I have been dealing with this week, like all this week. Okay, so my food. So basically this week I have been eating, my mornings are always the same. They never change. Lemon water, celery juice, heavy metal detox smoothie. And then for lunch, I've been having usually a cooked lunch, but with a salad. One of my favorites lately has been a salad with Hey Ash Foster stir-fried sauce. And I take potatoes and slice them up into rounds, bake them, and put taco seasoning on them, and put those in the salad, and that's been really good. That's a lunch I have a lot lately. And then dinner varies. Sometimes dinner is a smoothie, and if it is a smoothie, it's usually coconut water, spinach, and frozen banana. And other times it's a cooked dinner of some kind of steamed vegetables, or that stir fry that I made, which is a bunch of cooked vegetables, or potatoes and a salad. That's been my dinner lately. And then snacks is fruit, smoothies, the usual. So that's what I've been eating lately. Still really want to be all raw, but still really, it's winter and I'm just not doing it. I'm just not doing it, you guys. That's okay. So that's been my food. I've been feeling okay. I don't know. It's hard to tell how I've been feeling. Like food-wise, I've been okay, but because of the stress of the other things that happened, I think I took a hit energetically, like energy and emotion-wise. So, but the rest of it, like I'm just, like I said, it brought me to a new place, and I feel like I'm not saying like I'm totally over it and everything's fine and all that. I'm just saying it was an opening and I felt really supported and people took care of me, and I feel like I can cope, and I feel my compassion coming back for myself, and which makes me also feel my compassion coming back for others. Honestly, all of this, everything that keeps happening, whether it can be labeled good or bad or whatever, like it's all a part of my journey, right? Like it's just a part of everything. So just doing my best with that. Oh, okay. You may be wondering, like, what did I do for the holiday, for that Thanksgiving thing? Well, we didn't do anything for it. A, my husband was in pain with his jaw, and B, that was the day that the one friend decided to tell me that that was over. So I was completely non-functional that day. Just completely non-functional. There was one food my husband did make that day that I guess could be considered like an autumn type food. And we made a sweet potato gnocchi that was really good. A sweet potato gnocchi. So it was pretty delicious. And I have since, I won't say perfected the recipe, but I will say have gotten the recipe to what I wanted it to be. And I am going to post it soon. So that's my week this week. It's been a lot of big shifts, I'll say. But I will say that I'm really pleased with the way it came out, because it really just could have been so much worse. And I mean, I'm not pleased at what happened. I'm not pleased. I really love these people, and I didn't want to lose them out of my life. But they are on different paths than me, and it's just what happens sometimes. So I guess the really good news for me is that I was able to get through it with the love and support of the community. So I guess the takeaway is, if you are in a place where you're struggling, please reach out in some way. Even if it's just leaving a comment on somebody else's post. You can make your own post, or you can leave a comment on somebody else's post, or message someone or something. Like, just reach out in some way and allow people to give you that spark of compassion when you can't find it for yourself. Because I knew I needed that, and that's what I was basically asking for when I reached out and posted on other people's posts. I was like, help me find what I can't find for myself, because I just knew I wasn't finding. I'm like, I'm not able to find my center, I'm not able to ground, I'm not able to focus enough to meditate, or unfocus enough to meditate, or whatever. I couldn't get there by myself. But people were there. They were there with words of kindness and compassion and hope and love and support. And people even reached back out to me and said, we can talk about this. And it's just, you never know what can come of it if you just open yourself up to the possibility that there can be support out there. Do you know what I mean? So I just want that to be the takeaway. Thank you for watching, my healers and health seekers. I love you so much. So much. I love this community so much. Oh my gosh. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up below. You can subscribe to my channel over there by dinging that bell. By hitting the subscribe button. And if you want, you can ding the bell next to it to be notified when I post a new video. Stay curious, my healers and health seekers. You can heal. And I love you. I love you so much. And blessings on your continued healing journey. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.